A few years ago, my friend Lena's cat Boris, who was 14 at the time, had been mostly ignoring his food dish for a couple of weeks and was now slowly but visibly losing weight. Lena said that she had tried switching his food and making sure she wasn't feeding him near his litter box, but he was really picky lately about his food. She said she thought Boris was feeling his age and that his appetite naturally waned. I told her that older cats need even more protein than when they were younger, and then we decided to do some online research. Over the next few weeks, Lena and I learned a few valuable lessons about caring for an older cat that is losing weight. I'm going to share those lessons with you now. Lesson 1. Weight loss is not a normal part of aging. Turns out it's not natural for older cats to lose weight or to lose their appetite. Our research said we should get Boris to a vet right away. We learned the weight loss could be a symptom of a more serious problem. Lena called the vet and answered questions about Boris's symptoms and appetite. The vet's office said they wanted to see Boris, but it wasn't an emergency. So they scheduled Boris for the next available appointment, which was almost 3 weeks away. The vet advised Lena to encourage Boris to drink a lot of water and to keep documented records of his eating and litter box habits, and then to bring the info with her to the appointment. Fortunately, Boris wasn't showing any other symptoms, according to Lena. He was his same sweet, playful personality to me. He might have been moving a bit slower, but he wasn't vomiting or excessively vocalizing. I asked Lena if she knew how much weight he'd lost. She didn't know, but she didn't think it was more than a couple of pounds. Lena said she noticed Boris staying in his corner retreat more and hiding in his box more than he normally did. I told her that maybe we caught this early and there was still time to make some positive changes before the vet visit. So Lena and I made a plan about what to do for Boris in the meantime. Now, every cat is different, so while these ideas helped Boris, they're never a substitute for your own veterinarian's advice. Lesson 2. Every meal became an opportunity. Our main goals were to try to keep Boris from losing any more weight and to encourage him to eat more. We made a list of the items and food needed, and then Lena went shopping for the new supplies and tools. Here are the major steps we took to help Boris. Offered smaller meals. All of our research said the best food for a cat Boris's age was high-quality protein, and that smaller, more frequent meals are better for older cats. Lena bought an automatic feeder that let her dial in precise meal times and serving increments. She fed Boris 5 times a day and decided his first meal of the day would be hand-fed by her, usually some boiled egg and a bit of high-quality wet food. Lena said she felt better going off to work knowing that she had watched Boris eat something that day. I bet Boris loved the extra attention too. Offer high-quality protein. Lena bought mainly canned wet foods made specifically for senior cats, as well as some wet kitten foods too. The research we found stated that kitten food is especially high in protein and fat and is helpful to aging cats whose protein requirements increase after age 10. Make meals and treats more appealing. When she came home from work, Lena would warm up the wet food, hoping to make it more appealing to Boris. On the weekends, she would often provide Boris with treats like a boiled, unseasoned chicken leg or some water-packed sardines as a topper on wet food. I witnessed his excitement for the sardines. For Boris, it seemed the smellier the food, the better. All of this seemed to work for Boris. He stopped losing weight. And to Lena, this was progress because every ounce of weight maintained represented strength preserved. Lesson 3. Movement matters more than we thought. Muscle matters more than weight. To encourage Boris to use his muscles, Lena played with him for up to 15 minutes in the evenings after work. She ditched any toys requiring him to jump high and instead bought toys that encouraged Boris to chase, hunt, and use his predatory instincts. Floor-level, long-tailed feather toys for him to chase, motion-activated cat toys that would keep him busy while she was away during the day, and occasionally she left him a puzzle feeder for a challenge. From our research, we also learned that muscles are about 75% water. Lesson 4. Protect and encourage hydration. Hydrated cats generally feel better. So Lena decided to splurge and bought a chest-high water fountain for Boris. She had resisted buying a fountain for him at all before realizing how important hydration is for senior cats. She placed it just outside of his corner retreat. Boris just stared at the fountain at first. Then I decided to get down on my knees to show him how. I pretended to sip the water, slurping loudly. However, Boris seemed unimpressed and soon walked away. Whatever, dude. Lena laughed, but the next day, Boris began drinking from the fountain regularly. Eventually, Boris was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. There are several treatment options available, and Lena opted for the liquid medication, which she feeds him orally or mixes in his food. Today, Boris is doing well and approaching his 17th birthday. I am grateful that Lena and I realized the weight loss is not a normal occurrence for aging cats. I am so proud of the care plan that we made for Boris before his vet visit. The plan I outlined is by no means the correct or complete solution for every cat. However, for us, it served two purposes. One, it kept Lena in the present and focused on caring for Boris instead of worrying about the upcoming vet visit. And it allowed me to realize how much power we as pet owners have in providing joy and independence for our cats. Our actions and decisions can improve the quality of their lives by focusing on their abilities here and right now instead of their survival. Looking back, I don't remember how many cans of food Lena bought. I don't remember what the automatic feeder cost. I barely remember which toys Boris liked best. What I do remember is watching Boris climb onto the couch again. I remember seeing him waiting by the window. I remember hearing Lena laugh because he had started demanding breakfast again. Those weren't little victories. They were reminders that quality of life is often measured in ordinary moments. Can your cat still climb onto the couch? Can they still groom comfortably? Can they still watch nature from the window? If so, count your blessings. If not, or if these things are harder for them, what can you do now to help your cat move easier through the world? One of the greatest gifts we can give an aging cat isn't simply more time. It's helping them enjoy the time they already have. This is what Slow Care for Cats is all about.